Greetings, brave souls, and welcome back to the Ghastly Journal. I'm your guide through the shadows, where the ordinary meets the unthinkable. Imagine finding a mysterious cassette tape on your doorstep, no note, no explanation, just a handwritten label, Llanwyn Twins, 1978. You play it, expecting music or voices, but instead, you hear something alive, something that crawls into your mind, whispering secrets from beyond. That's exactly what happened to Dr. Nora Haverford, a linguistics professor whose obsession with this tape led her to a forgotten Welsh town, and a mystery that's haunted her ever since. Tonight, we're unraveling the chilling tale of the Llanwyn Twins, a story of strange children, a language that defies reality, and a night that changed everything. This isn't just a ghost story, it's a warning about the doors we open when we chase the unknown. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and brace yourself for a journey into the abyss. Let's dive in. Tonight's tale follows Dr. Nora Haverford, a scholar who thought she knew the limits of language until a tape from 1978 pulled her into a mystery that blurred the line between science and the supernatural. Set in the haunting valleys of Wales, this story will make you question what's possible and what's better left alone. Have you ever stumbled across something, a book, a recording, a place that felt like it wasn't meant for you? Hold that thought, because Nora's about to open the door she can't close. In March of an unspecified year in the late 2010s, Dr. Nora Haverford, a linguistics professor at Swansea University, found an unmarked cassette tape on her doorstep in Cardiff. Nora specialized in rare Celtic dialects and had a controversial side interest in xenoglossy, the phenomenon of speaking languages one has never learned. Her colleagues scoffed at it as pseudoscience, but Nora saw it as a bridge to the unexplained. The tape's label, Llanwyn Twins, 1978, intrigued her. Llanwyn was a small Welsh mining town she'd encountered in her research, tied to folklore about thin places, locations where the veil between worlds is fragile, like ancient stone circles or forgotten caverns. When Nora played the tape, in her cluttered office, static crackled, followed by a moment of silence. Then a man's voice identifying himself as Dr. Thomas Ellis, a child psychologist from Llanwyn Regional Hospital. The recording captured an interview with two children, Lily and Leo Morgan, aged 8, speaking in perfect unison. Their language wasn't Welsh, English, or any known tongue. It was a haunting blend of guttural clicks, melodic tones, and vowels that twisted unnaturally. Nora, trained to dissect language patterns, was floored. This wasn't a simple twin language, a private code some siblings invent. It had structure, grammar, and a rhythm that felt almost mathematical, like a code designed for something beyond human comprehension. Nora became obsessed, replaying the tape late into the night. Each listen revealed new layers of sonic hums that vibrated through her bones, patterns that seemed to shift the longer she listened. By the third day, her curiosity overpowered her caution. She booked a train to Llanwyn, a fading town nestled in the Welsh valleys, determined to uncover the truth behind the twins and their impossible language. This opening sets the stage for a mystery blending science and the supernatural. Nora's academic background lends her credibility, but her fascination with xenoglossy hints at a willingness to explore beyond conventional boundaries. The cassette tape is a classic horror trope, a found object that draws the protagonist into danger, but it's grounded in the real-world context of linguistic study, making it feel plausible. Llanwyn, with its history of mining and folklore, adds cultural authenticity. In Welsh mythology, thin places are often tied to sacred sites, believed to be portals to other realms. This raises the question, what if the twins' language wasn't just a quirk, but a key to something ancient and dangerous? Llanwyn was a ghost of its former glory. Once a thriving mining community, it was now a cluster of weathered terrace houses and shuttered shops, the kind of place where history clung like damp to the walls. Nora's first stop was the town library, a converted Victorian hall smelling of mildew and old paper. The librarian, Mrs. Gwen Davies, stiffened when Nora mentioned the Morgan twins. "Why dig up old ghosts?" Gwen asked, her hands fidgeting with a stack of index cards. After gentle persuasion, she pointed Nora to Dr. Robert Llewellyn, a retired GP who ran the community center in a repurposed chapel. Dr. Llewellyn, a tall man in his late 70s, with eyes heavy with secrets, met Nora in his cluttered office over tea. He shared the story of Lily and Leo Morgan. In January 1978, the twins were found wandering the A470 highway during a blizzard, dressed in thin pajamas yet untouched by the cold. A truck driver who nearly hit them swore their skin was warm, like they'd stepped out of a sauna. Social services placed them in Llanwyn Children's Home while authorities searched for their parents, but no one ever came forward. The twins had no identification, their origins a mystery physically. They were unremarkable small for their age, with pale blonde hair that shimmered like silver under light, but their eyes were unforgettable, jet black, with an intensity that unnerved everyone. Their language was the most striking feature, baffling experts. It wasn't just a twin code. It had consistent phonemes, syntax, and a haunting rhythm. Dr. Thomas Ellis, the psychologist from the tape, became obsessed, recording hours of their speech and claiming it echoed ancient Celtic languages and something older still, the twins. 6 months in Llanwyn were marked by unsettling incidents. Other children at the home avoided them, claiming they could make things happen. A boy who bullied them broke out in a severe rash. A girl who mocked them fell ill with a fever that defied diagnosis. Animals reacted strangely. Cats hissed, dogs whimpered, and birds gathered silently outside their window when they spoke at night. Dr. Llewellyn dismissed these as coincidences, but his voice carried doubt. In a small town, he said, people see patterns where there might be none, but with the twins, it was hard not to wonder. To ground this tale, let's look at a real-life case with eerie parallels, the Enfield poltergeist of 1977 to 1979, roughly contemporary with the Llanwyn Twins. In Enfield, England, 2 sisters, aged 11 and 13, were at the center of reported paranormal activity, furniture moving, voices speaking through them, and unexplained noises. Like the Llanwyn Twins, the girls were scrutinized by experts, including psychologists and paranormal investigators, who couldn't fully explain the phenomena. Recordings captured a guttural voice, allegedly not the girls, speaking through them. While debated, the Enfield case shows how children can become focal points for unexplained events, amplifying fear in the community. The Llanwyn Twins story feels like a darker, more cosmic version, where the mystery isn't just spirits, but something less human. On June 20, 1978, Lily and Leo Morgan vanished from Llanwyn Children's Home. The night watchman checked on them at midnight. They were asleep. By morning, they were gone. Their nightclothes folded neatly, beds made, no signs of escape. That same night, a fire destroyed the psychiatric wing of Llanwyn Regional Hospital, where Dr. Ellis kept his office. His body was found inside. The official report citing smoke inhalation, but locals whispered the fire was no accident. Dr. Llewellyn revealed that Ellis had called him hours before, frantic, claiming he discovered something in the twins' language that changed everything. He never shared what. A massive search, police, volunteers, dogs found nothing. The only clue was a set of symbols etched into the plaster above the twins' beds, not carved or painted, but burned, as if branded by an unseen force. Dr. Ellis had sketched similar symbols in his notes, calling them phonemes from the twins' language. When Nora asked for photographs, Llewellyn shook his head. The children's home was demolished in the early 1980s, officially due to asbestos. Rumors claimed strange occurrences in the twins' former room, sleepwalking children, whispers in the walls prompted its destruction. Nora visited Mrs. Ara Thomas, the former matron of the children's home. Ara, hesitant, shared vivid details. The twins moved as one, their heartbeats synchronized, their speech unnerving staff and animals. She gave Nora a lockbox from a colleague who died by suicide after the twins' disappearance, containing a diary and another cassette. The diary, written by Nurse Sarah Bowen, documented the twins' eerie behavior, drawing symbols, speaking in unison, and causing inexplicable events. The new tape captured their language clearer, its tones more unsettling. The twins' story taps into a universal fear, the unknown manifesting through children, who are supposed to be innocent. Their symbols and language suggest a connection to ancient or otherworldly knowledge, echoing real-world mysteries like the Voynich manuscript, a medieval text with unreadable script and strange symbols. Scholars debate whether it's a cipher, a hoax, or a lost language, much like the twins' speech. This parallel underscores humanity's struggle with phenomena that defy explanation, often attributing supernatural meaning to what science can't decode. The Llanwyn mystery amplifies this, suggesting the twins' language was a deliberate tool for something cosmic. Nora visited the site of the old children's home, now a weed-choked lot, and the hospital, where faint symbols lingered on a basement wall. A local man shared a chilling tale. His sister, a schoolmate of the twins, claimed they spoke to the dead and weren't truly children. Demolition crews in 1980 found bird skeletons and symbols embedded in the home's walls, haunting their dreams for months. Nora's breakthrough came from Professor Ewan Griffiths, a linguist who studied the hospital symbols in the 1980s. He called her unexpectedly, warning her to leave Llanwyn on June 20th, the 47th anniversary of the twins' disappearance, when a rare stellar alignment would occur. Griffiths claimed the twins' language was an incantation to access a thin place, a boundary between worlds weakened by Llanwyn's minds. The symbols, he said, were coordinates for interdimensional spaces seen in ancient cave art worldwide. Ignoring the warning, Nora entered an abandoned mineshaft, drawn by a pulsing sound like the twins' speech. In a cavern, she found two adult figures, Lily and Leo, now grown, their pale hair and black eyes unchanged. They chanted in unison, their voices opening a glowing doorway of symbols. They called Nora the third voice, her unconscious mimicry of their language completing a ritual to summon something from beyond. As a dark, shifting void appeared, Nora fled, glimpsing unnatural shapes rising into the sky. The idea of a thin place echoed the 1980 Rendlesham Forest incident in the UK, where U.S. military personnel reported strange lights and a triangular craft near a NATO base. Witnesses described symbols on the object and a sense of altered time, similar to Nora's experience. The classified documents remain inconclusive, fueling theories of extraterrestrial or interdimensional contact. The Llanwyn story pushes this concept further, imagining a language that bridges dimensions with the twins as conduits. Back in Cardiff, Nora found her evidence tapes, photos erased or corrupted. Llanwyn seemed to forget the night of the storm. Dr. Llewellyn was gone, Ira denied their talk, and the hospital wall was plastered over. Professor Griffiths vanished from academic records. Yet Nora couldn't shake the twins' presence. She saw them in Cardiff crowds, moving in sync, their black eyes watching. Dogs fell silent as they passed, sensing something wrong. Nora buried her notes in a lead-lined box. Fearing their influence, she dreams of the twins counting down in ancient Welsh, dreading what happens when they reach one. The mystery remains unresolved, with Llanwyn's silence suggesting a collective cover-up or supernatural erasure. The Llanwyn Twins story warns of the perils of chasing forbidden knowledge. Nora's academic drive mirrors figures like John Dee, a 16th century scholar who sought to communicate with angels through occult rituals, only to face ruin. The twins' language, like Dee's Enochian script, represents a seductive but dangerous frontier. Modern parallels include scientists exploring quantum entanglement or AI language models, where breakthroughs risk unintended consequences. The story suggests some mysteries, especially those tied to cosmic forces, may be devised for human control. Psychologically, the twins embodied the fear of the other, a projection of humanity's unease with the unknown. Culturally, their language ties to Welsh folklore about the Tylwyth Teg, fairy-like beings who lure humans into other realms, reinforcing the idea of thin places as liminal spaces. The Llanwyn Twins teach us to respect the boundaries of the unknown. Curiosity drives progress, but obsession can lead to places we're not prepared to face. Nora's journey shows that some knowledge comes at a cost: sanity, safety, or reality itself. In our world, this resonates in debates over AI, genetic engineering, or space exploration, where pushing limits risks unforeseen consequences. Ask yourself, when does curiosity become dangerous? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let's explore the unknown together. That's all for tonight's Ghastly Journal. Did the Llanwyn Twins chill you to the bone? Have you ever encountered something that made you question reality? Share your stories below, and check out our video on the Enfield Poltergeist for another dive into the unexplained. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more mysteries. Some doors are better left unopened. Sleep well if you can. End credits with eerie music and visuals of a Welsh valley under a stormy sky.